I'm going to go into detail in the next video of what Kylo Ren has done in between the gap that is The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi, because I'm going to just come flat out and say it. Kylo Ren is like the coolest character and genuinely deserved better in The Rise of Skywalker, which is what I'm going to do. That whole movie I am rewriting. Like, I wish that I could just say it better, but there is a big plot point that has to be made in the argument over the First Order and the Final Order. I'm going to get to that when I get to it, but for right now, just know that Kylo is very reasonable. He's very thoughtful. He has a very good intuition, and genuinely speaking, was better than Snoke in like more ways than you can ever imagine. With Kylo in the Supreme Leader, they tripled their size and quadrupled the power that they held in just like a few months. And, you know, when you compare that to the Resistance, they would keep tabs on surely, but Kylo is no idiot. Yes, in the movies he's meant to look like one, but he really isn't. As a character, Kylo wants a good fight. This sounds weird to say because we always see him want to dominate everything, but that's exactly what I mean. Kylo is very different than Vader, and when people say that he wants to be like Vader, and when he says he wants to be like Vader, he is directly lying, and he knows it. And throughout the films, we get to see him evolve. His entire scheme isn't to be like Vader, because unlike most people, I know Vader, and I know how much he is overused, and I like Kylo more. The big difference between the two of them is Vader is an enforcer. He is not a leader. The biggest thing that I get to hear is Vader led the Empire. No, he didn't. In fact, he barely even led a fleet. He is an enforcer. His entire idea is to make fear for the Empire. Without Vader, the Empire would have had zero control, but would have still had leadership. But the biggest thing about Vader is, once again, he's an enforcer. He doesn't lead. What is the difference between him and Kylo? Well, for one, Kylo is Kylo. He is a Skywalker, as is Vader. Difference between the two of them. Kylo is no Jedi. He was once a Padawan. When I say he turned to the dark side and that he obeys Snoke, he isn't a Jedi or a Sith. He is a guy that just is Force sensitive. Classifying him as a Jedi or a Sith or anything in between is just incorrect. Kylo is his own separate entity that exists on a scale that is just not seen. The difference between Kylo and Vader. Kylo is a leader. Like, he was meant to be a leader. We see him leading. Like, we see him actually having influence. Hux and Kylo are equals, which is not a joke. The two of them share rank, but Kylo is just better at leading the grand scheme of a military, whereas Hux is better at the grand scheme of a battle. They are both very intelligent, very gifted, and work very well together. The biggest mistake I see is that they separate and are used in very conflicting manners. I'm going to get more about Hux's character and what he does in The Rise of Skywalker when I mention the, First Order, but